y'all, and welcome back to my channel, Manus Talk Sessions. And y'all wondering what I got? Maybe want to smoke my Palo Santo? That's what family do for you. Makes you want the holy tree. But you know what? We can't waste that. We can't waste that at all. So, today we will be discussing family, lies, deceit, and exposure, closure, and getting over. Because see, as you'll learn through this session, I've gotten over a lot. Okay. And it was not easy. Let's start with those who already grow up in an environment of toxicity. And you know that it's toxic. You don't really fit in with those toxic people. So you kind of, play it along, laugh it off, go with the flow. Meanwhile, on the inside of you, it is eating away. You just become unhappy. And what unhappiness brings is stress, depression, anxiety, and sometimes anger. The problem is you don't really see it or feel it growing on you as it is occurring. And then one day you look up and you're like, who am I? If you're asking that question today, maybe we can help discover who you are. You are not a product of your environment. And just because family are liars, deceitful, manipulative, just because they talk down to you or make you feel worthless, doesn't make that your truth. Okay? So that's just a start. Okay? I want you all to think about, am I a product of my environment? Does that make me like them if I participate knowingly in some of the activities that they're engaging in? Am I guilty of the same things that they are? And I'm here to tell you, you're not. You're not guilty because you don't want to I'm looking for the right words to say here, but I just have to keep it real. Because you don't want to expose them, because you don't want to hurt their feelings, because you don't want to stand out, does not make you guilty. Now, if you're an adult and that's the environment you choose to be in, and you're partaking those dealings, then you are guilty because there's a way out. And you have options available to you that young people do not. Teenagers, they go through it and people blame hormones, but really, it's the families. A lot of the problems start with the families. A lot of the problems start with the communities. It used to be a saying, it takes a village to raise a child. But now, there is no village. There's every man for himself. It's the jungle. And the way out of that jungle is to go within yourself. I know some of you are thinking, oh, education, get money, relationships, have a kid to love you. None of those are solutions. They are added on responsibilities. Now you may say, oh, more money. Well, more money, more problems. I know you've all heard it. I can have a baby, somebody to love me. Now you got a responsibility that, trust me, you're not ready for it. Because guess what? No matter how old you are, none of us are really ready. We don't know what we're ready for. We don't know what we're preparing for. We don't know at that point what's going to be. And I say that because I know lots of young people that they're always looking for a way out. And the way out is within. Okay? The way out is searching your spiritual self, going within and saying, and finding that peaceful, calming place within that makes you feel happy. When you close your eyes, when you meditate, when you listen to relaxing sounds or healing sounds, when you pray, whatever your faith is, whatever you believe in, that's where you find your peace. And that's not something that you can just do here and there. This needs to become a common practice because you're constantly dealing with whatever. Okay. Excuse me. Now let's get to the deceit in the lives. A lot of you are raised up very deceitfully. A lot of you have been taught things that you just really can't let go of. You know, my Drew on brows are just a mess. It is late at night. A lot of you have been taught to hate, to discriminate, to suppress your emotions and your feelings. A lot of you have been taught just stick to the culture. Um, that suppresses who you are. If you're okay with that, that's great. But if it suppresses who you are, it's not okay. It's not okay at all. If it suppresses what you know you want for your life, it's not okay. You cannot just go with the flow. You'll be dying inside constantly, every day. You'll be wishing that you stood up for yourself. You would feel like a coward. And this is 2020. We're at a point and place now in history where we don't have to lie. We don't have to hide in the closets or hide in the shadows. We don't have to care what other people think of us. We can stand up and stand out and be proud of who we are. And we can move on. We can move on. Now, don't get it twisted and think, hmm, my family will disown me. Even if they do, maybe they'll come around, maybe not, but that's not your family. If you don't feel like you belong, that's not your family. A family is a place where your heart is, where you feel accepted and loved. Okay? A family is a place where no matter what you're going through, you have support. A family is a place that when you disagree, it's still in love. When you argue, it's still in love. And when you don't have that, you constantly look for it in other people and places and things, materials, and you'll never find it because you're holding on to this idea of family. And it's a figment of your imagination if you think it's only your bloodline. Case in point, if my family abused me in any way and I accepted it because I had no one else, I had no support, I didn't know where to turn, I didn't know what my options were, and then it became my way of life, and I accepted that, then eventually I'm gonna go out and be train wreck. It doesn't matter if it's relationships or whatever else. And you would think, well, this is just the way it is. I mean, this is how I was taught to react to a situation. This is what I was taught to accept. So this is my idea of what love is, because that's what they demonstrated for you. They demonstrated for you that that behavior was acceptable. And I'm here to tell you that behavior is not acceptable. And you deserve so much better. You deserve so much more. And God has so much for you. The universe is not returning to you void. You don't want to become that train wreck, because what you have to understand is no matter what people have done to you, if you give that back, then you get that karmic cycle again. Meaning, what goes around comes around. Meaning, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Because if you decide to embrace the dark side and be a not so great person because of all the stuff you've bottled up and all the pain you've endured and all the hurt that you feel, it's legit. It's legit. You know, you feel how you feel. You can validate your feelings, but if you do that, only bad things will come to you. There will be no great things coming your way. So then, what does that mean? That means that they won. That means that you are now them, those same abusers. That means that they control you. That means that they control your emotions. Are you wanting people to control your emotions? No. You don't want people to control your emotions. But that's exactly what they're doing. If their example of love or family is what you take as your morals and values. We're living in a time where discrimination is rampant. We're living in a time where cultural indifferences are rampant. We're living in a time where discrimination is popular. You know, yet and still, through all of that, people are living in their truth. You have people saying, no, no, you know what? I am going to go ahead and be in this interracial relationship. Which, by the way, yes, they call it interracial relationship. There's only one race. That's the human race. Okay? And they can say intercultural if they want to, or interethnic if they wanted to, but, you know, um, that's another video. um, we're living in a time where people are saying, you're not going to force me to go into an arranged marriage. We're living in a time where people are saying, you know what, I do have feelings and emotions. I do not have to suppress them and just be rational. Because I'm here to tell you, let me say this very quick. No matter how rational you are, you're not all knowing. So you spend a lot of times in your head being very analytical. I'm one of those people. I'm a Virgo. I'm very analytical. You can spend a lot of time up here, and meditation helps me. But you can spend a lot of time up here to where you're missing out on the realities of things, the present, the right now. And things are beyond your control sometimes anyway. You know, you can plan, but it's not a promise. So if you spend all your time in your head and suppressing your emotions, you'll eventually bust. You'll break. You'll combust. It's like a jar, and you keep putting little nuggets in there. And those nuggets are emotional deposits. And you say, you know what? I'm not going to worry about this. I'm going to keep my emotions out of this or whatever. I'm not going to say anything to this person, no matter how they did me. You know what? I don't need closure. It's only so long that you can do that before you have an emotional breakdown. Am I saying go snap on a person? Absolutely not. But you do not have to remain silent. And that's the part in this video that I'm getting to for exposure. You have to call a thing a thing. Sometimes you have to call people out. Sometimes you have to call people out and let them know, I see you. I see what you're doing. And you don't get to win. I could walk away from you, but don't get it twisted. I see what you were trying to do, but you don't get to win. You don't get to win. I see how y'all tried to break me, but you don't get to win. I see how y'all lied on me and turned people against me, but that don't make you win. Y'all put your crown on, fix it straight, keep your head held high, get that stuff off your chest, and guess what? That's your closure. And once you receive your closure, it's time to move on. It's time to move on. And how do you move on? Don't look back. Don't move back. Don't look back. Don't move back. That's your answer. Don't move back. Don't look back. No matter how hard it gets, tough it out. Because think about how hard it was. See, sometimes when we get out of something, and it's been a while, oh, it wasn't that bad because we got through it. And then you go back because you weren't willing to tough it out. You know how much pressure coal goes under? You know how much pressure it takes to get a beautiful diamond? When people say you are a diamond in the rough, that's what they mean. Doesn't mean you're the most beautiful person in the world. Doesn't mean you're the most peaceful person in the world, but you're beautiful. And eventually, you'll find that family that you created for yourself. That family that will love you as you are, that will accept you as you are, no matter how different y'all are. You know what? If you're feeling down, and it doesn't matter how old you are, if you're feeling down, you will learn a lot from these children movies too. Because you got a mouse, a tiger, a zebra, a donkey, whatever. And they all come together. And they're friends. And they support each other. And they look out for each other. And they save each other. And that's how we are as a human species. That's how we should be. We're so resilient, but we think we're not. We think our worth is invaluable. We think, or some people think it's valuable. They think they can put a number on it. Think they could put a price on a life. But just don't worry about it. You know, it's like the saying, "Que sera, sera." Whatever will be, will be. It's like the prayer of serenity, where it says, "God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the knowledge to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference." See, there's some things you can change, and there's some things you can't change. That's why when I was talking about being analytical, that's why it's not necessary to stay up here all the time, because some things is beyond you. Knowledge is power. If you can gain the knowledge that you need in certain areas, you can change the things that need to be changed. And through it all, You need to have peace to accept whether you can change it or not. You know, you need to seek within yourself to see what it is that the universe is telling you. And sometimes you say, well, I don't know how to do that. But you know what? Sometimes you just got to find that balance within yourself. And I'll tell you, sometimes balance is eating right. Sometimes balance is meditation. Sometimes balance is prayer. Sometimes balance is dancing. Sometimes balance is just being able to have a friend to confide in. And a lot of times, that balance comes from crying. Because what you need to understand is for every good, there's an evil. For every bad, there's a good. For every dark, there's a light. For every wrong, there's a right. So, whatever you went through, whatever it may be, you're going to be okay. You don't have to be okay today. You don't have to have the answer to that. We don't know what tomorrow may bring. You don't even need to hurt yourself because life is short enough. Nobody's guaranteed any days, okay? Just need to breathe through it. And you know what? If nothing else, just rest. So I don't know how I'm gonna do this or that. Do the best you can. That's all you can do. And if that doesn't work, okay, Sarah, Sarah. Because the universe has a way of things working out for you. You don't need to always try to figure it out. You really don't. You know, faith without works is dead, which means you stand in belief, you stand in faith, you put forth your effort, and it's just gonna have to be good enough. And if it's not, so on to the next thing. Because no matter what happens, it can't last forever. Joy cometh in the morning. Nothing's gonna last forever. Things are constantly evolving. And I want y'all to know that I love you and I'm here for you. And if you have any requests, I will take your requests. If you need any advice, message me for the advice. Leave it in the comment section. If there's anything you want me to address, I will address it in the next video. But I thank you all for watching, and I hope that this really resonated and helped with someone. And I just want to say namaste.